And
Oh,
hello,
who let him in?
we're live. And welcome,
I
Sofa
do.
Squad, to another Shooting the Shit. And from her hospital bed, we've got Niece.
Fuck yeah. I'm metal as fuck. I may also be doped up on a little bit of morphine.
And we've got Flamingo Drive.
High stool.
We have Storlio.
Flamingo Drive was a lovely soap from the 80s. I don't mean soap that you use, but what you watch on the TV.
No, we need that.
I wouldn't bathe with a soap called Flamingo Drive. That would just be weird.
Yeah, that sounds kind of like a woman's soap anyway.
Mm-hmm. You have a
Maybe
woman's soap.
maybe like a cheap knockoff alternative to Summer's Eve.
Oh damn, that's got me now. I'm going to have to keep doing Tom Baker impressions now.
I want a cigarette, but I can't.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm gonna have to quit smoking.
Well, yeah, you're going to have to, aren't you?
Yeah, I ain't got no choice. It's okay though.
So, how are you, Stool? You okay?
Yeah. I'm just here because I've had to switch the radio off because it's driving me a bit crazy with all these stupid people.
You crazy? I could never imagine.
All these stupid people going, wallpaper? I don't care about bloody wallpaper.
It's not about the wallpaper.
I have no idea what you guys are referring to, so I'm just going to say that this sounds really...
You have a woman's wallpaper.
Cash for curtains.
Cash for curtain gate. Oh, that sounds wrong.
You may not have any idea about it now, but you will do tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Or hopefully before then if you do your homework.
Yeah, I gotta get around to that. I've been... I mean, I haven't really slept much, so they keep waking me up for shit. We're gonna take your blood. We're gonna take your vitals. Like, really?
I'm sorry, but being in your hospital bed is no excuse.
No, and that's why I'm gonna. That's why I'm.
You have a woman's hospital bed.
What?
I can't stop doing it now.
You're.
He's on one now.
You know what, Stool? Did you?
Me hearties.
Did you shave? Did you shave?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, not him.
He didn't even have his camera on. Why the fuck would I be asking him?
I've had a haircut.
What hair do you have to cut?
£12.50.
That's insane. But you know what? Sometimes the cheaper haircuts end up being a real botch job. Josh got like a $6 one time, and they fucked up his hair.
Yeah, but Josh isn't the brightest, is he?
Yeah.
Right?
How much did you say your haircut cost?
£12.50.
£12.50. Oh, that's not too bad.
But I think it is because it used to be £10, but he's added some coving profiteering on it.
Oh well, the barber I go to, it's only £10. It's only £10.
Yeah, £10 is acceptable, but an extra £2.50. I mean, that's a big increase.
You should see the kind of prices they charge here in the U.S. for women's haircuts.
You have a woman's haircut.
Yes, I do.
Oh,
Good to know that I can be in the hospital with a blood clot that would have killed me if I hadn't addressed it when I did. And Stool continues to be himself. Glad to know nothing changes. It's okay, though. It's why we love you, you grumpy old fuck.
I'd wager you've never had 5 salty seamen tossing away in your blood clot.
well, neither have you.
I'm just going to smile and nod and pretend I know what you're talking about.
That's where you're wrong.
I'm actually able to cough now, and stuff's coming up, so the clot's not fucking everything up like that anymore. They did test me. I don't have COVID.
So,
So-
that's something.
They actually had to rule that out. Because, see, me being as young as I am, I'm 27. Pulmonary embolisms don't happen to 27-year-olds. So
No, they
they
don't tend to. No.
so they were kind of poking around trying to rule out potential causes. They basically think right now that because first of all, I'm a smoker, and the amount of excessive overtime that I was working left me with no energy to get up or move around very much. It was basically go to work, leave. Josh and I do our errands, which I don't leave the car for any of it because he goes to his methadone clinic, and that's quite a drive. So then I go home and I go to bed. So it's basically a lot of time either sitting down or laying down, and so it was not fun to
No.
I couldn't breathe, and pain was getting worse and worse. So Josh actually forced the issue and told me, and then I texted my boss and I was like, oh, I'm in a lot of pain, and I really am having trouble breathing or whatever. And my boss was like, so go to the hospital, we'll deal with it. So here I am. I didn't exactly expect to be admitted, but I was, and now I'm
Oh dear. And
must be a new arrival out there.
sounds like it. Yeah. So, Stool, do you want to explain your hashtag to signees?
There's a hashtag.
Yeah. Hashtag Ed Balls Day.
Explain.
It said Balls Day today.
Yes.
Balls Day.
Ed Balls Day.
What's that?
One of the most important days of the year. And today's the 10th Ed Balls Day.
It is, yeah. It's
I
like,
don't understand. I'm lost.
It's been very coy, but
I hate when he does this.
I'm sure he'll explain it to you in a minute or so. Or
I don't know. That's up for debate. Because Stool and I have a protocol for our interactions.
Hmm.
Just mutual disrespect.
10 years ago today, Ed Balls, which is a real person.
I
He was a
believe it. I've seen some weird names.
He was a politician.
Hmm.
I'm not
it,
shocked.
It must have been one of his first ever tweets, because he sent a tweet out that just said Ed Balls. He fucked it up. and that was the tweet. It just said Ed Balls. And so every year on this day, we celebrate Ed Balls Day.
Oh, so it's kind of like when Donald Trump tweeted that Coach Face Bay.
Yeah.
At least what Ed Balls did actually made sense.
I know, like at least it was just his name.
Yeah.
And so, if you've seen on UK Twitter, Mike,
Yeah.
he's posted a pic of himself holding a little cake with a number 10 on it.
Oh, so he's going with it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's well up for it. He thinks it's
And-
funny.
Oh, I like when people are a good sport.
And,
And it-
so shortly
he
after
also-
his,
Sorry.
shall I
He
go
also
first?
became famous. This isn't working. He also became famous because when he stopped being a politician person, he went on, what's it called? Strictly Come Dancing.
I was about to say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And he was kind of mocked for it because he wasn't very good. But again, he just had a laugh and, you know,
Yeah.
he's a
Fair play
funny
to
dude.
him.
Mm.
That's like people who go on Dancing with the Stars who have no business.
Yeah.
Like that bitch Carol Baskin.
Oh my God.
She
Carol
killed her
Baskin.
husband. Killed her husband. Whacked him. He said it didn't happen. And you know what?
Yeah.
There will be no using dolphin noises over me saying that this time. Because you know what? The bitch forged his will. They found evidence the husband's will was forged. If that doesn't point toward murder, I don't know what does. Because the forged will said that she got everything. He didn't want her to get everything. He wanted his kids to get everything.
It's certainly very suspicious.
Oh, absolutely.
And weren't they going to do a whole documentary, looking into that? But it didn't.
sure
It
hope
didn't
they do.
happen. But it still hasn't happened. At least not yet.
Apparently, Carol Baskin offered to help Joe Exotic get out of prison.
Really?
I want to know what it is. Maybe she's trying to kill him. If she's
Oh.
got the speed oil, run, Joe.
Oh, Stool's gone black.
Yeah. And I'm never
Did you
going
t-
back.
Did you turn your light?
I've just done a thing. Don't worry. Carry on. I'm here.
He's turned his
Put
lights
your
off.
pants back on.
But Stool doesn't know who we're talking about. I don't think, because I don't
I
think
have literally no idea.
you don't know who Joe Exotic is, do you? Or Carol Baskin.
Oh,
Yeah, here in the U.S., there's this documentary that came out called Tiger King.
Hmm.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's him.
Oh,
That's Ed Balls.
it looks like his name would be something to do with balls.
Hmm.
But yeah, we had this documentary that came out on Netflix called Tiger King. So Joe Exotic basically had he had this I think it was determined to be like an illegal zoo,
Hmm.
and one of his biggest adversaries, shall we say, was this
Carol
lady Carol Baskin. That bitch Carol Baskin. Oh wait, she
Killed her husband, whacked him.
whacked him. That too, but so basically she runs this supposed animal sanctuary,
Yeah.
which I've seen what it looks like. I don't call it an animal sanctuary for what it is. It's called Big Cat Rescue. And
They were just as bad as each other.
I agree. And the reason Joe Exotic is in prison is that he tried to hire somebody to kill Carol Baskin.
Yeah.
And one of the things brought up in the Tiger King documentary was the suspicion because her second husband disappeared
Yeah.
back in like the late 80s or something, was it? And the suspicion is that she murdered him and fed him to the tigers.
Yeah. Fed him to the tigers.
Tigers,
They're
they
snacking.
snacked him.
Carol
What's
Baskin.
happening? First you
What's
say what's happening, then Carol Baskin.
Yeah,
That's how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
Why do I
Yeah.
get the feeling you've seen those TikToks because you have children?
Yes.
I
I also had TikTok myself. In the end,
can't imagine you using TikTok.
I
Just
got
don't.
hooked. I got hooked on it.
You do not strike me as a TikTok kind of guy.
Really?
No.
All right, but I for pretty much most of 2020, I was on TikTok.
Ah.
But I eventually got bored with it.
Yeah, TikTok's pretty boring.
But my oldest daughter is still, she's still on TikTok.
Yeah, that's TikTok is YouTube for people with the attention span of a goldfish.
But she's gone from watching all these dance TikToks and and whatever to watching political TikToks. And so we have
Actually, there's a movement on TikTok recently. Have you heard of the Menendez brothers?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so long story short, two guys, Eric and Lyle Menendez. Back in '89, they blew their parents away, and most people at that time thought that they were just a couple of spoiled rich boys who got wind that their parents were writing them out of their wills and killed them to prevent it. But during their trials, because there were actually 2 trials for some reason, I think because the first one ended in a hung jury, the defense claimed that they were victims of sexual abuse, and they just kind of snapped.
Right.
But there's a movement on TikTok to get them a new trial to kind of get the sexual abuse defense actually looked into more. Because a lot of people are starting to think maybe he was telling the truth. Maybe they were telling the truth about it.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
So they're trying to push for diminished responsibility or whatnot.
Sort of. Yeah, basically. That's about the size of it.
Okay.
Because, like, what they claimed was, I guess the 2 brothers disclosed to each other that the father was sexually abusing them and that the mom knew and did nothing.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing people were asking. Oh, well, if your father raped you, why'd you kill your mom? It's, I would think people know by now that there are plenty of cases in that kind of situation where the other parent knows and doesn't do anything, or they don't believe the kid, or kids in this case. But yeah, there's a movement on TikTok trying to get them a new trial.
Yeah. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Stu, what is on your... Oh, there
he's
you
back.
are.
He's put a link in the chat there.
Oh, he has.
Mhm. I'm bringing the educations.
Oh my lord.
There you go. There's an article there where you can read all about it.
I'll definitely look into that. The ice cream truck's outside, and I
Excuse
can't
me.
go chase it.
Oh,
It's okay. I had some sherbet with my dinner.
nice.
Yeah, it was orange. I liked it. I'm just, oh man, this hospital is so boring. Like I've literally like the most interesting thing I did was walk to the bathroom instead of using the grown up sized potty chair.
All right.
Don't get a pulmonary embolism, kids. Feels bad, man.
Hmm.
It is not fun. But hopefully I'll be getting out of here tomorrow.
Yeah. Here's hoping.
Oh, seriously. Stool, you're quiet. What are you plotting?
Nothing. I'm being a good boy. I was just reading about Ed
You-
Balls Day.
You, a good boy. I'll believe that when pigs fly. Oof. So,
He was he was actually searching for his own name. That's the story.
so he
He did it
typed
wrong
it
and
in
just
the wrong
tweeted
field.
his name out.
Yeah.
Bless him.
Well, there were worse things that he could have accidentally tweeted
Oh,
trying to search.
yeah.
Hi, Purple.
Hi, Purple. Greetings, sentient beings.
So the fun thing about Curtain Gate
Curtain Gate.
is that he's not going to get in any trouble because even though he has broken the ministerial code, that's obvious.
Oh, we're talking about
The-
Mr. fucking the one whose
Yeah.
face I want to punch, Mr.
When the guy
I
who's
might hate
in,
the Prime Minister about as much as you guys do.
when the guy who's in charge of the committee investigation thing says, "Yeah, you've broken the ministerial code," guess who gets to decide if they've broken the ministerial code or not? It's the Prime Minister. So yeah, that's not going to.
There's gotta be some sort of check and balance there.
No.
Not right.
No,
He's,
it isn't.
he makes the ultimate decision, which is why Priti
That's a
Patel
conflict of
recently
interest. No.
got off with the whole bullying thing because the guy who's in charge of the investigation said, "Yep, she's broken the ministerial code. She's a bully." He even went to court and she lost and had to pay hundreds of thousands of pounds. But who makes the ultimate decision? The Johnson. And he said, "Mm-mm."
The
So
little Johnson, I bet.
It's all of a bit of a silly thing. Unless the electoral committee have enough evidence to take to the police, because if he's received or the Conservatives have been given any donation over £500 without declaring it and naming who gave it to them, that's a crime, it's illegal, and that goes to the police.
Ah.
Mm.
By the way, it's 4 years since this happened.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh, I just thought
Words fail me.
it was hilarious. Have you heard about this, Siamese?
I have not.
Well, Brian, Johnson, who was he what was he? Was he the Home Secretary at the time? No,
He was yeah.
Yeah.
This is. I think he was Home Secretary, or was he Foreign?
yeah, the Foreign Minister. That's it.
Foreign Minister, because he was going around to different countries saying really racist things.
Mm.
Obviously. And fun fact, our Secret Service people, our intelligence people, warned Theresa May, you can't trust this guy. And they wouldn't tell, because that's like the second most important job in the country, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
officially, you're allowed to know all the kinds of secrets that we will never, ever hear about.
Mm.
But they wouldn't talk to him because they knew he was a fucking can't be trusted.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And he called someone a mugwump. And
All
when
right, I
she
have
was-
to know. I have to know for context. I've only seen the term mugwump in a Harry Potter book. What's a mugwump?
I can't. You know what? I can't remember what a mugwump is. I'm gonna have to Googleize it.
Mm-hmm. Get the Googleinator out.
Yes,
So it's not
a
Purple's
person.
asking about the Queen. Oh,
A person who remains aloof or independent, especially from party politics. I think did he call Jeremy Corbyn a mugwump, or was it someone else?
I can't remember. I vaguely remember this, but it's just that answer that's just so typically pointless.
Yeah, and because basically, Theresa May, the Prime Minister at the time, she had this strong and stable thing going, and that was the party slogan at the time: strong and stable, strong and stable. And so she was asked on Radio Derby.
Is that how she sang it?
Yeah, yes. Do you
Is
know
it
what
really?
a mugwump?
I'm gonna have to look at videos.
Do you know what a mugwump is? And she literally said, what I recognize is that what we need in this country is strong and stable leadership.
So she just completely did not answer. Totally just.
This is what they tend to do, the Conservative leaders. They'll just
Open mouth.
regurgitate
What?
the same shit all the time. It's what he was doing today in PMQs. He was just regurgitating the same old crap. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Yeah, the same old slogans over and over again. Isn't the Queen's only power to override the Prime Minister in crap like this? Asks Purple. No, I don't think so. I don't think she has that power, really.
I think on paper she does have one power.
Yeah.
She would never use it.
No, because it's against the Constitution.
Well, if you remember when
the Constitution that isn't written down, of course.
When Rees-Mogg and Johnson went and told lies to the Queen that time, whenever that was, a couple of years ago, and everyone was saying, well, you can't do that. The Queen needs to, whatever, get involved. But no, she can't do that.
She can't. Not really, no.
I think she has got a super duper power that they let them keep from hundreds of years ago. But I think it's basically, if the shit really does hit the fan, she can stand up with one of her magic sticks and say, I'll disband you, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she can remove him if
come on.
Theoretically, yeah.
Yeah. No, in practice would remain to be seen.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem the type to do that unless she's God.
Well, none of them are. just would never ever get involved. It would be a disaster if they did. Total disaster.
Yeah, unless she could really, really show really undeniably good cause
Hmm.
that nobody could deny.
Yeah, but even then, she won't.
Yeah.
She our monarch has, it's just a figurehead really,
Yeah.
and that's it. But we seem to be overlapping with on the sofa. But that's cool,
Yeah.
We're just shooting the shit, which means that we can talk about whatever we want to talk about. And if we end up talking about politics, then so be it.
Let's talk about Stool's non-existent beard.
Not falling for it. 12.50. 12 fucking 50.
Hmm.
And what a fucked up job they did.
It's gorgeous. It's utterly gorgeous, and you should touch my eyebrows. Oh, they're
I
nice.
had an eye exam recently.
The only thing I keep forgetting to do, I made this mistake. I can't remember what day it was I had my haircut, but I did this thing, and I realised that now that I'm kind of, oops, the light reflects off, and I need to alter my camera to take account of my new beauty. Otherwise, I look like a light bulb.
Oh,
As if you didn't before.
It was rather annoying, actually, because I had to queue up. I don't like queuing. So I was queuing for longer than the actual surgery itself took.
oh,
Yeah,
right.
it was funny. I actually sat in the waiting room when I came here. I was here I walked in around like 8 something. They didn't actually see me for like 2-3 hours.
I remember the last time I was in hospital. I was on a trolley for 4 hours before I got
Oh, they just
seen.
had me sitting in the waiting room.
Sorry.
They just had me sitting in a waiting room
Yeah.
for
All
like
right.
2.5, 3 hours.
Hmm. But I was on a trolley for 4 hours until I eventually got moved into a bed.
Yeah.
Was this actually a hospital or a supermarket?
Yeah, very good.
You do know the difference.
Yes, I do know the difference.
Sorry, just a little pain in the rib area. I'm good.
Okay.
Moving sometimes makes it makes it kind of start up a little.
Purple is saying sitting in the waiting room for 3 hours, so the hospitals around you are back to normal.
Well, this one is.
Okay.
It's funny though, when they took me back to the ER, and they told me they were admitting me, I did not get moved up to my current room until about 7 something yesterday morning.
Hmm. Now, what I want to know is there any reason why Purple can't join us?
Yeah, Purple. Come join the party. Oof. Oof. Oof.
He may be busy.
Yeah.
Oh. Sloth Girl has to have surgery next month. and we still can't get a clear answer on whether or not I can be there with her.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
that
let
sucks.
Josh visit me. Once I was moved up here. Visiting hours are from 2 to 8, but I can only have one visitor per day.
Ah, okay.
So that's the restrictions at this hospital anyway.
Talk of the saint. Here he is.
They, Mike.
Greetings, sentient being.
Hi, Purple.
Hello. Yeah, I was supposed to be doing other things and just listening, but see, you people need to be more boring on your stream so I can get something else done.
Oh, are
Okay.
you sorry? Oh, we're. Is that a compliment? Are we interesting?
Yeah. Well, and
Oh,
especially
yeah.
that I, haven't seen Stool actually being live in anything for a while, so
He was
just
just on the sofa last week. Much to my
Yeah.
chagrin.
yeah, I wasn't able to see
Well-
it live last week. I just had to see the repeat.
Ah.
So
Oh, you mean
was
live?
actually, it was
Okay.
actually kind of concerned about you that, it had been actually a couple of weeks since I'd seen you being live in anything.
Oh, life is just a big bag of shit. There's too many things to be stressed about.
Relatable.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for you being stuck there in the hospital.
Mm-hmm. But I'm off the oxygen tube.
Okay. Do they know how much longer you're going to be before you can go home?
Everything hinges on how I do. Tomorrow they want me to walk around for about 6 minutes without the oxygen.
Okay.
And if I can do that, they're gonna send me home tomorrow. They're gonna send me home with I'm gonna be on warfarin for 6 months. I'm gonna get blood work every week for the first 4 weeks, and then every month until it's clear for me to stop taking the warfarin. Goddamn ice cream truck again.
Hmm.
So they've been kind of expediting the process of my clot being shrunken down. Okay, we're all turning our cameras off. I'll turn mine off. They've been kind of expediting the process of the clot breaking down. I'm taking the warfarin in pill form, and then they're also shooting up blood thinner into my stomach, actually.
Okay.
We're all so quiet.
Hmm.
It's not a cue for me to do my Bjork impression now because
No!
Isn't that what the Swedish chef says?
Bjork, Bjork,
Oh,
Bjork.
that's Bork. Bork, Bork, Bork.
Bidishkidoo, bidishkidoo.
I love the Swedish chef.
Everybody loves a Swedish chef.
Well, yes, you either love the Swedish chef or you are just wrong.
Hmm.
That's how that works.
Although when it played in Sweden, they had to call him the Norwegian chef.
Oh,
Now, is that character racist?
I don't think he is. Yeah, he's funny.
There's also the question of some characters may be racist, but you can't deny they're authentic.
Yeah.
Maybe-
Exactly.
Maybe racist is too strong a word, but
Cultural appropriation.
I don't know.
No,
But
even that's pretty dicey to say. So
it's a stereotype, though, isn't it? It's a racial
Yeah.
stereotype.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely a stereotype.
I can't remember who I was talking to about this. This morning, I think it was. Time means nothing anymore.
Was it the voices in your head?
I can't remember who it was, but it was about Dumbo, the film.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Yeah,
wasn't
well-
aware. I wasn't aware of that.
There's literally a crow called Jim.
And I
Yeah.
had to go and Googlinate it because I honestly, I just didn't know that.
Hmm.
That's bad.
Yeah. I remember when my oldest daughter, when she was 3 or 4 years old,
Oh,
Well, I wanted to show. I wanted to watch Lady and the Tramp with her.
I've still
So
never seen the whole movie.
So I did, and I was shocked and appalled.
I've not
see-
seen that for a very long time. What have I
There- there-
forgotten about it?
There's just about every racial stereotype under the sun.
Oh yeah, older Disney movies were packed with them.
Yeah, like the drunk Irish police officer, for example.
Oh.
And
Well, I think
Yeah,
I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna head out. I'm
Okay.
actually, this is taking a lot out of me, more than I
Okay.
thought. I'm getting
Sorry.
very tired.
I hope you're feeling more comfortable tomorrow.
Well, I hope I
Yeah.
am too. I mean, I'm gonna have some pain, but. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna head off and try to sleep for a bit.
yeah,
Um,
you take care of yourself.
I'm certainly trying to. It was a pleasure to be here, except for the part of where a stool was here. Had to do it. So I'll be there Thursday though. I'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh,
See you then.
Bye everyone.
That's Stool's purpose on the internet. He's just the person everyone loves to hate.
This is very true. The reason I turned my camera off is because I was readjusting my hat and I didn't want to blind you.
Ah. Yeah. Anyway, Greg was saying another stereotype is Apu on The Simpsons.
Yep.
And
Well, and wasn't he the first Simpsons character that wasn't that same shade of yellow? Which I
probably-
don't know about the Simpsons, but the Lego minifigs originally all had yellow heads. And that was intentional to make sure that they weren't any discernible race.
Ah.
And the company held through with that until they started doing the license with the NBA. And then
Okay.
they started including black minifigs with the NBA license.
All right. Okay.
I'll tell you what is amusing, for me anyway, is when the racist gammons are on Twitter and they've now decided that the term gammon is racist.
Yeah.
They're so shit.
I don't even know what gammon refers to.
Oh dear.
Well, sorry, did you say you don't know what gammon refers to?
No, I don't.
Because I at first I thought you said they don't know what gammon refers to. But have you ever had gammon for a meal? You know,
Yeah, that's what I mean. I need some context for it. I don't have a reference
Yeah.
for the word.
Gammon is from the pig.
Oh,
It's from
okay.
it's from the rear. It's from the rear of the pig. The rump.
Okay, so it's a cut of pork.
Yeah, and it's we in the UK we call British politicians gammon, mainly right wing politicians, because of the color. Their skin goes the color of gammon when they start ranting and raving.
It's
Okay.
mostly used to describe the Brexity people.
Yeah,
The,
I don't think
the,
that word's used in the US. I think we call it something else.
the reason being that it's a bit stereotypy, but these shouty Brexity people, I don't mean the politicians necessarily, but just your common old garden racists.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's a kind of view of them, you know what I mean, don't you, Mark? They
Mhm.
tend to be slightly football supported, big fat belly, bald head, and they get very shouty and angry and red. And that's all it is. It's not racist.
No.
Just means you're a dick.
Yeah. And it's I guess it's kind of similar to calling people rednecks.
I was going to say it sounded pretty much like the NASCAR troop here.
But and you know
The ones who were going to boycott NASCAR because they wouldn't let them put Confederate flags on the cars anymore.
Oh dear, yeah. And that my political cartoon is actually called House of Gammon.
Ah,
Did you know that I had a political cartoon? Well, it's kind of a. I started it. I did start it. I started doing it a couple of years ago, but then
And you got bored.
I stopped doing it for a while. But then I now have started doing it again.
I know you
recently.
had mentioned it, but I haven't actually seen it.
Hmm.
It is funny. I find myself falling into these LBC Twitter threads because I know I shouldn't, but I know exactly what's going to happen in them all the time because they get inundated with the gammons and all their racism and what have you. So anytime David Lammy is on LBC, boom, they flock into those threads. And you only need to mention Sadiq Khan's name and Jesus Christ. They just can't help themselves. Because he's brown.
There you go. There's one of the latest ones I did.
Yeah, with what Stuhl was saying there, that's why I generally just avoid the public areas of Twitter. I pretty much only go on there to look at the private groups because I don't need the drama, and you can't have a serious discussion when you've got those character limits.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make nuance absolutely impossible.
Now,
It's just kind of interesting though, because all these people who will swear on their lives that they're not racist, they just can't accept that they are. But as soon as Sadiq Khan's name is mentioned anywhere on Twitter, they all pile in.
yeah.
And they all say exactly the same things. How he's the worst. We've got a mayor, the London mayor election thing. I think is next week, Purple. So there's a lot of Sadiq Khan and his ridiculous opponents on Twitter.
Okay, I'd heard you had an election coming up. I wasn't clear what offices it was for.
Oh, we've got a big proper one coming up that's for everybody. But before that, there's the London people because they've got a mayor, so they've got to vote for that thing first.
Yes. And there's is there the mayor of Greater Manchester being voted for as well?
No, I don't even know how that works. I've no idea.
There's the mayor of Leeds being voted for.
Oh, but are you sure?
Yeah,
Is he a proper, or she, is that a proper mayor job?
yeah, it is.
Or
yeah.
just the person that wears, like the one from Chigley or Trumpton? Do they actually do something?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do something. Yeah, it's a proper. yeah.
Other than cut ribbons and things?
Oh yeah. It's a similar role to the mayor of London, in fact.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought we just had the two, the London one and the Greater Manchester one. I didn't know that other people had them as well.
Oh yeah, they do.
So you have a mayor of Greater Manchester, but Lesser Manchester doesn't get one, huh?
That just doesn't deserve a response.
But Ash.
Well,
Stark,
traditionally, unlike in America land, our mayors are pretty much, they just dress up and wear chains and things. They don't actually have any powers.
they're just ceremonial.
Yeah, but a few years ago, Johnson was the mayor of London. I think he was the first one. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
No, he was not the first one. Before him, there was Red Ken.
Oh yeah, Ken Livingstone. Yeah,
That's right. Yeah, he
was he the first one?
Yeah.
So that's a relatively recent thing. So they invented the mayor of London, who actually does have a lot of power.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of control over many things. And then we got the Greater Manchester one, who also has some powers.
Yeah. In fact, the so-called Boris Bikes was actually an initiative started by Ken.
Mm.
But of course,
Johnson stuck his name in front of it.
Yeah. Like everything else in the US, it varies so much from one city to another how much power the mayor has and how much power is the city council.
Yeah.
I didn't know Leeds had one. I mean, we've got one here where I live, but it's just a cut ribbon type person. But obviously, we've now got this big Greater Manchester mayor who does have powers. So I don't see the point of the little ones that don't do anything anymore if we've got a proper one. But whatever.
I don't know, if all you do is occasionally make a speech and cut ribbons, it sounds like a job I could handle.
Yeah.
I don't know if they even make speeches.
Same here.
Well, when you said cut ribbons, I figured they must make speeches at charity events type thing.
I couldn't even tell you who ours is. I've no idea. All I can tell you is I know where the car parks or where their car is parked, and I could tell you its registration number, but that's all I've ever known.
Actually, it's not the Leeds mayor, it's the West Yorkshire mayor.
Ah, that makes more sense.
Hmm. So, yeah.
So yeah, I figured when you were talking about Greater Manchester, that's basically one mayor that's seeing over the city and all the surrounding towns to it.
The county of Greater Manchester, basically. So lots of towns, including the one I'm sat in now. But we do also have town mayors who are the ones that have no powers, I think. But the London one is, this is how it all started. Sadiq Khan, who's the current mayor of London, obviously he's running against, he's got some opponents. He's a Labour person. The Conservative one is an absolute idiot, but he's the only contender. All the rest are just blithering idiots.
Yeah.
Lawrence Fox, for fuck's sake.
There's how many? 15 mayoral, London mayoral candidates?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But what happens in these threads is when his name is mentioned, they'll all pile in and they'll all say the same thing, knife crime, as if he's personally, And I always, because I'm a bit bad, and I always get back to them and I say, "Are you confusing him with Batman? He can't actually personally solve this by himself.
No.
There's not a Sadiq signal, and he comes flying out to solve knife crime."
Oh.
Yeah, that's a common thing I see in the elections all the time. Is that they're bringing up things that are completely outside the powers of the office the person's running for.
Greg is asking quite a pertinent question. He says, in your book, you mentioned having to deal with the council. What do they do? Do you want to field this one stall?
Nope.
Okay, so it's on me then.
Your
but
book.
The council are they're the local authorities. They're the local authorities basically, and they deal with rules and regulations on at a local level, and they decide where where the funding goes and that sort of thing. And so we have a member of parliament, and we also have local councillors who implement stuff locally. I didn't answer that very well.
This is why I left it to you.
Because
in short, what you're saying is no one in your country knows what any of the elected officials do.
Well, I don't. But that's basically it anyway. That's kind of a nutshell. Are they elected or civil servants? They're elected, Greg. And that is what we have the general election where we elect our members of parliament, and we have local elections as well where we elect our councillors.
And the local
I don't
elections,
know what they're supposed to do. I just vote for them and then complain they're not doing their job.
Well, this is the thing. The local elections are happening on May the 6th.
Yeah.
And these are the ones that typically most people don't even bother to go and vote.
No.
But then do complain about everything.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Mike's one of those people.
No, I vote for the local councillors and whatnot. But this in the local council elections are interesting because this is where people tend to punish the government by voting again for stupid. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't use it. But fringe parties anyway, to give a message, to the government saying we're not happy with how you're doing things. But when it comes to the general election, it's better. It's always better the devil you know. But council election, because they're not seen as as important as the general election, they'll vote for people like the Green Socialist Party or whatever, or they'll or Count Binface.
Yeah, Count Binface is actually doing really well in the London mayor elections. He's beating Lawrence Fox.
He is, which is hilarious because Fox has spent how much money on his campaign? And,
he was given, I think, about 5 million.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he wasn't he?
Mm.
But Count Binface has spent next to nothing, and he's beaten him in the polls, which is hilarious.
His manifesto is very cool.
Yeah, it is actually. So some of his policies are actually quite sensible.
I could see it doing a whole campaign on this, of having a candidate that always always appears with his face covered with a black shroud, and just like all the leaflets and posters for him, just having a black silhouette with a question mark and saying, "Could the devil you don't know be any worse?"
Well, this is the thing. If you're not familiar with Count Binface, who stood in many mayoral elections and maybe local elections, I don't know, over the years, it's literally a man with a bin on his head.
Yeah, I've heard him mentioned. I didn't know anything about him.
That's all you need to know, really. I mean,
Yeah, I
it
figured
does
he
what it
was
says on
pretty
the
much
tin.
in the same category with Lord Buckethead.
Yeah.
Well, this is contentious actually, because he was Lord Buckethead, but then somebody else,
Oh,
stole that name from him. I
ah,
think, and I think he tried to take him to court or something, but he lost, and so he's now here to change his name to Count Binface.
okay. Yeah, I had seen Lord Buckethead appear in a couple of your election things, usually when they were tallying up the results.
Yeah,
I think the classic one is obviously when Farage lost to a man dressed as a dolphin.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
That was fun.
there they are.
And Al Murray, the pub landlord, also won against Farage, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Now that's pretty weird. That as a parody character, he had achieved enough recognition that someone felt it was worth stealing that identity.
yeah. But there you go. There's Count Binface.
I think you only need, is it 500 quid or 1,000 quid you need to stand in a local election?
I think so, but I think the rules have changed for the London mayoral elections this year.
Okay, well,
I think so. I can't remember off the top of my head what they are, but they've changed slightly. But yeah,
I wasn't aware of this until recently, but apparently, and it might be wrong, but the London Mayor thing is a different kind of voting. It's more of a PR proportional thing.
Yeah,
style.
yeah.
But the Conservatives were planning on changing that this year. But obviously they've been busy fucking other things up in the meantime. But they wanted to change it to their good old first past the post for obvious reasons.
It's 6 o'clock here, so I need to get off the computer and go check on the girls.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to wrap things up in a minute anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's midnight here in Blighty. So, yeah, now is as good a time as any to wrap things up.
All right.
Thanks for coming, both of you, and thanks for thanks for everyone in the chat. Well, Greg, and if you've liked this, then do subscribe and hit the bell icon and everything else. And tomorrow we've got On the Sofa, starting from 10 p.m. British summertime. So be there or be square. And bye for now.
Bye.